the same thing with the Republicans. We lost with the, as Michael, as you've said, called McCain the Manchurian candidate. We lost big time under him. And so now Republicans are doubting their abilities. They're wondering what they should do. And unfortunately, the very thing that they're doing or blaming as being causing them to lose, I think is the very thing that they should not be doing. Namely, they're saying that it was the conservatives, that they're too conservative, and this is the reason why they lost. And there's nothing conservative about McCain. He was basically their candidate, their country club, Republican type, so-called maverick that always reaching across the aisle. That was their guy, and what happened to his candidacy? It crashed and burned.
Well, what do they need to do now?
Well, Michael, in my article, I cite four basic premises that the Republicans should follow, and I'll just kind of outline them briefly to the savage nation. The first one I said, like Ronald Reagan did 30 years ago when he ran against the bumbling socialist Jimmy Carter, he needs to get Republican candidates need to get about 3 or 4 policy platforms on economics, domestic policy, foreign policy, and health care, and get behind the person who can best articulate this focused vision. Secondly, I said, I even wrote a statement that the Republican Party could run on, and this is a quote. I said, characterize Obama this way. Obama is a certified socialist with fascist tendencies. The welfare state he erected has destroyed our civil liberties and has made us all slaves of the federal government. The Democrats have ruined this country economically and made America a joke internationally. If elected, I vow to return America back to the Constitution. And the third point, and this is directly from the Savage Nation, it goes like this. I said, any politician running on the GOP ticket that doesn't have the guts to spend 15 minutes in the crucible of the Savage Nation radio show, in my opinion, cannot and should not represent my country, because I would consider them cowards and duplicitous and therefore untrustworthy when it comes to defending America's vested domestic and foreign interests. And then lastly, I said that we need a GOP candidate that can speak in the authentic voice of the American people, namely freedom, liberty, natural law, constitutionalism, limited government, anti-socialism, anti-welfare, and an American-first foreign policy and domestic policy.
Well, last election they put up McCain to lose. Where are the candidates for us to follow?
Michael, I'm just as in despair as you are, and a lot of my readers, we have some great readership from that read my column at WorldNet Daily, and they're so nice, and a lot of them have volunteered me to fill that void, and I tell them, I wish I could, but even in my own family, I was only able to get, I have 2 children, a son and a daughter, and my wife, and I was only able to convince half of them to not vote for Obama. But the women, they voted for him. And so I don't have much of a good track record in that respect, but I can write fairly good, and I'm trying to just hopefully encourage somebody out there, maybe somebody that's not even known right now, to pick up the mantle and to be the voice of conservatism and run against Obama in the 2012 election. But who that person is, Michael, at this point, I have no clue. I know you got Palin out there. She recently quit, and I think she's going to try to position herself as a kingmaker. We'll see where that goes. We got Newt Gingrich and Mitt Romney. They seem to be about the 2 strongest candidates, but they both kind of have a negative track record in their past, and so we'll see what happens. But I don't have much hope right now.
You conclude that the GOP needs to bring back their core values, or the party will be forgotten.
Well, Michael, the way I said it in the end of the article, and I was trying to be really blunt and speaking from the heart. I say, whether the GOP wins in 2010 or 2012, or whether they lose in 2010 or 2012 will depend on the simple matter of presenting candidates that can stand flat-footed without a teleprompter, without a deer-in-the-headlights look, without saying or 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 the vacuous rhetoric of bipartisanship and my friends across the aisle. I said, Michael, that we don't need another Benedict Arnold or Neville Chamberlain or Maverick, no more Fords, McCains, Bushes, or Upper East Side country club Republicans. I told them, Michael, this is war. We need a wartime consigliere. And until we get that, and we're just going to keep getting this ragtag group we have, including empty suits and ventriloquist dolls with lipstick and tight skirts using convoluted sports metaphors just to explain a simple question. And then I said, Michael, enough is enough. So I'm hoping that the RNC and the GOP big shots out there are listening. I think they are, but they're just operating from fear, Michael. They're just afraid of losing. And anytime you operate out of fear, whether you're in a military battle or in politics or in school or in a marriage or anything in life, it's not going to be a good conclusion. So we need people that are fearless, that will do what they need to do and speak in an authentic American voice that will resonate with the American people.
Professor Washington, thanks again for being on the Savage Nation, and keep up the great work.
Michael, I just want to thank you for once again giving me the opportunity to speak to the wonderful listeners of the Savage Nation, and I'm proud to be a member of the Savage Nation and having the opportunity to speak to you. And I just hope, Michael, more than anything else, more than getting attention from myself or anything, that my writings will resonate with the American people and that they will copy it and send it to other people and send it to their local politicians so that we can affect change and regain America and put our country back on the right track of liberty, truth, and the American way.
I'm Michael Savage. We'll be right back.
Savage. Fresh and original every day. Live and real. On the air, online, on demand. Armstrong and Getty. Weekday morning 6 to 10. Talk 910 KNEW.
Well, let's lighten things up a little here. Here is James Herson with the latest hijinks going on in Hollywood. James, welcome.
Thanks, Michael. People always have a need to laugh, especially at a time when they see their freedoms going down the tubes. But comedies are different these days. I mean, since the 70s, we've had these juvenile movies. You know, they were a kind of series of dirty jokes strung together in a film, mindless diversions like Animal House, Porky's, There's Something About Mary, and those American Pie movies are good examples. But those flicks at least had some semblance of innocence about them compared to the new, crude, R-rated movies catering to adolescent males that today's Hollywood is contributing to our culture. These flicks coarsen the already struggling Western civilization. The R-rated trend has even caused PG-13 rated comedies to push that outward edge of decency far enough for parents of teens to be concerned.